Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty. I believe he's a cold-blooded, calculated murderer. That's my opinion. But he was found not guilty in a court of law. Candace Owens, who supported Kyle Rittenhouse, cheered for him to be found not guilty, cannot simply leave well enough alone. Now, Candace Owens, she wants vengeance, even though she thinks she's won. Here it is.
I have to say, obviously I'm elated that Kyle Rittenhouse is getting his life back and that he's not going to spend the rest of his life in prison. But a part of this feels bittersweet. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like we're even having to go through this process, that we're even at the end of our seats wondering, is this guy going to get his life back? Or are people going to be so fearful of mob justice and of people coming after their families, they're just going to vote the way that the mainstream media and legacy media wants them to? It's sickening to me also because of his age. And I'm talking about when this actually took place. He was a 17-year-old kid. His life is never going to be the same, right? You don't come out of this and as the same person that you were going into this. This is a kid that was smeared as a domestic terrorist and a white supremacist, not just by media members, but by the now sitting president of the United States. Then he was campaigning for the president of the United States. This is problematic. So for me right now, I'm going to be completely honest. I want vengeance. Like I want to make sure that Kyle, until he's 92 years old, is suing every single person from LeBron James to Joe Biden to the people that are in Congress, Ayanna Pressley. This is not over for me. It doesn't feel like a win.
So let me get this right, Candace Owens. Kyle Rittenhouse a kid, Trayvon Martin a thug. I'm just trying to understand your linear logic here. So let me tell you what's happening, and I shared this yesterday on Indisputable. They want to make sure that Kyle Rittenhouse does not become Zimmerman. Zimmerman is a loser, but he was a loser before. They want to make sure they protect Kyle Rittenhouse, that they provide cover and protection, that they provide jobs for him. He has multiple job offers from members of Congress. What qualification? Oh, he killed 2 people who were protesting in a Black Lives Matter demonstration. That is the only qualification he needs, according to the members of Congress who have offered him a job. Think about how we have de-evolved in our political conversation. Now, I need to remind everyone that even though Kyle Rittenhouse has been found not guilty in a court of law, I take you to the words of the late Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory said, the system has you thinking legal means right, but remember, slavery was legal. What you will see now is a push from the conservative right to say, well, obviously Kyle Rittenhouse is justified because he was found not guilty. And the verdict itself becomes the measure of right and wrong, rather than your eyes and your own common damn sense. They want to rest their morality on these rulings. Now, these are the same people who tried to overthrow the United States government. They tried to stop a constitutionally mandated process in our democracy. They are anti-US Constitution. They are anti-rule following. But they want you to believe that turning over what we know as self-defense, habitation law, and castle doctrine in the United States of America is a win. It is a loss, not just for those on the left, but for everybody in this country. Adrienne, what are your thoughts here?
I think you perfectly summed things up in terms of the loss that our country is suffering, in part because of the law. As we saw in this case several times, the law was not written in a way that was clear enough, or the law is written in a way that benefits this white vigilantism that we just saw happen in Kenosha. And as a result, we have people who die. The thing about Candace Owens' statements here is that she's also trying to pretend that Rittenhouse was somehow the victim here when he took the lives of 2 men and injured another. Get out of here. We need to make sure that the man who continued to live doesn't suffer from all sorts of psychological and physical injuries. He was there as a medic looking to help people, whereas Rittenhouse was out there trying to get his gun off. And also the fact that Rittenhouse is now, I guess, out on these streets flagging around or throwing around legal terms like defamation and having people said he was a murderer and whatnot. First off, you a murderer. They may have said it was legally justified, but that still does not make you a murderer. And then also that whole white supremacy thing, it's kind of hard when he has photos up of himself throwing up those signs. So it's just, it's a matter of let's call it what it is. And let's not, as you said, rest on the thought that the legal system and the fact that he got an acquittal means he's innocent or that it was right.
Very well said.